My name is
But I'm a special breed of reindeer.
Hey there, good afternoon everybody. My name is Zim. I'm a dedicated virtual reality streamer and happen to be the largest dedicated virtual reality streamer over on Twitch. So just thought I'd bring you my HTC Vive review today. Now given good old Zim style, we do this in a little bit of a different fashion to normal. So let's kick off with that. Firstly, thanks very much AngryJoeShow for hosting us. This has been that's been beautiful. Anyway, after a couple of weeks with the Vive, let's give you my impressions. May I introduce you to the HTC Vive. And it's frickin' massive box! Woo! Come on, cat. Come on, off you go. Guys, I've got a cat problem. Okay, first off, this box looks freaking cool. I mean, like, freaking cool. This is like proper. This is what you want VR to show up in, honestly. It's a very cool box. Plan a play area. Make sure that you're perfectly fine with space. Did you guys see that? There was the base station. Oh my god, they're glowing. Did you guys see it? It's
Yep.
like, it's like pulsing or something. It's like a weird array of light.
They are scanning you.
That we are scanning you. You will become our slave. I hate you,
Commands
Zim.
invasion.
I'm sorry, Tattle. I know. I can't help it. Two rotating motors.
Thank you for calling HTC. How may I help you?
Oh my god. Oh my god, they look so good! Frickin' Rubik, you've like talked me into this. You talked me into this, you know that.
Imagine how sad you would be now if you only had your CV
I
run.
only have... Yeah, in a box somewhere in, like, China. Right?
It'd be so, yeah.
E.T. phoning home. Oh god, we're seeing it. Okay.
My name is
But I'm a special breed of reindeer.
We've only just begun.
Well, what do we have here? This is the Vive, and it just showed up. God, it showed up 2 weeks ago, and I've been having a blast. This is a fantastic piece of hardware. Let me tell you about it. So the hardware itself, right? What actually showed up in the box? The box actually had quite a few things. Let's maybe talk about that. Hey, Karen, let's talk about the Vive hardware.
There's a lot of it.
There's quite a lot. So let's start with the headset. So the headset itself looks like an impact crater, and that's because it's based on laser technology. Karen, do you know what lasers are?
Of course I know what lasers are.
Lasers are what Darth Maul uses to kill people. So pretty cool. Anyway, the headset is well composed. It's like a big block of plastic, and I've put it through a couple of tests, and I've not cracked it yet.
Have you actually whacked your face on things?
I have, and proudly. So the headset itself has a nice strap system, and I like that.
Yeah.
We've spent lots of time in different, headsets. The DK2 we spent more than a year together.
Yeah, and the DK2, I mean, we had to adjust it every single time we switched between people. But like with the Vive, it's been very easy to switch between you or I without doing any adjustments, which is just great. I mean, at first I was a little nervous about it because it felt maybe a little loose in comparison, but it really does stay on your head well.
Yeah, I was really surprised. As you can see here,
Proof that it does not fall off your head.
it really doesn't come off, which is great. I mean, the fact that I can switch, with Karen and having it not fall off is just great.
And it really does. You forget it's there. You're not really aware of much or care much about the outside world.
Oh
either.
yes, I know. I have bruises to count for it, Karen. And if you look inside the headset itself, there's kind of an interesting ring pattern. You don't see that actually when you're in it itself. The other surprising thing for me was the audio jack at the back. So the cable management system is really tidy. Comes with a little pair of earbuds, and you can jack in any headset you like, which is fantastic. And then the whole system, like, how does it work? Well, you have these two base stations which go up on the two sides of your room, and you can mount them however you like.
Yep. And we found a great way to do it without having to drill anything into the walls.
Yeah, no holes in our setup. When we first set it up, we cheated with cable ties and the packaged mounting bracket, which is actually very, very strong. And so it's got a nice little swivel, which you can see, and you can just fix the little base stations kind of anywhere you'd like. Well, anywhere you'd like to drill a hole. So those are your options. You know, we have a tripod. You could also mount them if you like to drill holes in, or you can pick up something like this little Gorilla Pod, which we've got hanging on one of our curtain rails. They're not very heavy, actually, the base stations. You just need to have an outlet nearby to power them. We found the setup process was actually pretty straightforward. It didn't really take all that long. Took us about 2 hours to set it up from scratch, and it was generally a pretty straightforward process.
Yeah, with nice little cartoons and everything.
The cartoon men definitely liven it up. The wands themselves are a lot nicer than I thought they would be.
Yeah, I really like the feel of them, and I love the tactile feedback. Is that the right word?
Haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback, but yeah, it's really well done, and it makes you really believe you're interacting with the objects in the virtual world. You know, whether it be a archer's bow or a gun or whatever it is.
Oh my God, that is so cool! You really feel it. You get that feedback as you're playing, and they're very balanced. Like, they're a really nice controller. Like, they feel like a remote control just you know, in your hand, so you forget about them pretty quickly. The final feature of the headset that I really like is the pass-through camera, which you can totally have a play with just like a GoPro. Streamers love this kind of stuff. You can actually see the action, kung fu style.
My name is a special breed of reindeer.
Let's talk about the actual tracking and the setup of the software before I jump back to the headset. So the software setup, it just walks you through a few different things. Either you choose standing or room scale. Room scale is obviously the feature you will be most interested in, I would suggest. And what you do with the wand is you actually draw the room. You hold down the trigger and you actually move it, tracing the walls or your space around the room. You have to move. Yeah.
Are you holding the trigger, Brad?
You need to hold the trigger, Sim.
Well, that's an important misstep.
Well, there was your practice run.
Is it doing it?
Yeah, it's doing dots.
It's actually giving me some feedback. Haptic feedback. It's going. I feel like I'm a Ghostbuster.
I think he's playing Snake.
Okay. It's an interesting shape.
Now I have a minimum specification room, and so that means it's 1.5 by 2 meters. So not that big a space. Not that big a space. It's about, I think, 6 by 6 feet is what you're talking about. And my room is a little bit, the room is bigger, but I have a few obstacles in the way, including a desk and a kind of a semi-staircase in my target room. What you can do, at your own discretion and at your own risk, is you can actually draw, you can trace that, you know, over a desk or over some objects, and just be mindful while you're playing. Now, please bear in mind, I'm actually quite let's say a delicate person when it comes to my tech. I don't drop my phone. I've never had to replace a screen on a device, so I'm actually quite mindful. But still, in my gaming with the HTC Vive, I've bumped into quite a few things. There's a few videos on the net because of that, but I would just say that be prepared to bump into stuff. So if you have an open stairwell, something that's glass,
Unsafe.
Oh, what was that? Then get it out of the way before you start. Don't risk yourself. Other than that, it is hilarious fun. It is just a great experience. The packaged software that came with mine in the first run was fantastic, and I bolted onto that a couple of additional games and software packages, and it's really been fantastic. My experiences with the DK1 and then the DK2 after that on the Rift side were both big jumps for me as a gamer, and I would equate the jump to the Vive as just that. It's actually another jump. I'd heard other people say this. I didn't believe them, but it is. Does this look like what I think it is? Wilson! It's a substantial jump in your experience, even ahead of the Oculus Rift CV1. The CV1 it does what you expect it to do. If you're like me and you've been playing around with virtual reality for 2 years, then I think what you'll find in that headset is comfort, balance, ease of engagement. It's very easy to take on and take off, the CV1 I'm talking about. And the touch control mechanism from HTC is not a demo. It's not a development kit. This is ready for consumers to pick it up. It is very fun. It's giddy. It's the kind of thing, however, that I would equate to a modern day version of either the Wii or the Kinect. So if those platforms were really interesting to you and you thought, damn, that's for me, that's really good fun. And you don't mind 3 years from now having the thing sit in a box, because I think that's actually where the Vive might end up, the current version of it. I think it's one of these things that you'll ride it for a year or two, you'll get the software kicks out of it that you do, and as the world turns its eye onto VR, and we start to see more and more content in that space, because people are convinced to buy it, and because the hardware will advance, I think we'll find that, just like the Wii and the Kinect shortly after it, that those experiences are things you won't want to miss. And if you have the money and the space, then you should do it. You should just jump in and, get in line. Make sure you get it as soon as you can and enjoy that wave as it's going. It's not a console. It's not going to have a software library of, 100 games within the first year. It might do by number, but what I mean is games that you'd want to be playing. You're not going to be blazing through games and be satisfied. If you're a happy person to sit back and play some indie titles and actually experiment and basically try out the experiments that are out there, then that's the way to go. There are a few, of course, games out there at the moment that are really showing the potential of VR. I've mentioned it before, but I do think that Hover Junkers is one of the better multiplayer experiences available at the moment. You can jump in a virtual hovercraft, a ship, with your friends, and you and another friend can defend and attack other hovercrafts. And it's very, very fun. I can't describe it, but do mind yourself. I've whacked my face into a few things while doing that, writhing on the floor, trying to dodge bullets. It really does feel like you're there. It's a fantastic experience, and that's probably the main seller for me, is that it is another step in the right direction in getting to that holodeck experience. Honestly, it is a holodeck experience. That's exactly what you get with the Vive. So if you're looking for a holodeck experience, that's what you're going to get. Everything worked when it was first plugged in. Everything really just seamlessly came together through the testing. There's been a few occasions where, based on the software I've been running, I've had to reboot the headset, and thankfully there's an option to do that through the software. But after about a 30-second, 40-second reboot, the headset's ready to go again. The hand controllers are tracked, and really I have not had many niggles at all. If you're on your own, you just want to maybe come out every so often. But the internal pass-through camera is great. It allows you to, very quickly, the touch of a double press of the motion controller, look at your room, look at your surroundings. It's just an option that you enable on the Steam VR software. And then you can look at your room in the normal way. You can look at it in a kind of a matrixy pass-through view. It's all green and shaded. And both of those are welcome additions. So the software package is very easy. Everything works audio-wise. And for streamers, it's a dream because it's very easy to pick up the different games. I think it's great to see the first edition of consumer virtual reality. I mean, between the Rift and the Vive, if you ask me, which one do I think the world will settle in the direction of? Probably the Rift, because again, just like the Kinect and the Wii, these are things that people play with and they have fun with and they integrate with their lives. But the vast majority of us sit on our rears and sit down and have a game of something. That is awesome! Come here, Ammo. Come here. Yes, thank you.
It's the little things in VR that matters.
Guys, this is what games are gonna be, man. This is so cool. This is so cool. If you can shell out a little bit more money, you will blow your mind away if you go for the Vive. I mean, the Vive is that holodeck experience. It is what it says it is. The foam of the Vive is one thing. It's quite porous. It's quite a porous material. And if you are jumping around in Hover Junkers, Hollow Point, Out of Ammo, all these games that really get you kind of working up a sweat. I'd recommend you go for something like maybe a VR cover. Alright, this looks fun. This looks good. Alright, here we go. I gotta go down there. Where did my ball go? Well, this is just great. So there you go. There's my thoughts on the Vive. The Vive is a kit. It definitely gets a buy recommendation from me. If you've got the money and you've got the room, I'd say go for it. Don't miss this wave. VR is so fun, and it's something that I have invested a heavy amount of my life in over the last 2 years. My name is Zim. It's been special. Thank you for checking out our video.
Thank you.
I mean, trees are nice and all. Come on. I don't know what I'm doing! Look down.
Zim, have you tried looking down?
Ah, fuck! Ah! Shh. Did you just... Ah!
My name is... My name is... My name is... And I'm a special breed of reindeer.